What are the one or two basics of security you see a lot of organizations completely missing?
Well, when I looked at that problem, I've been studying this kind of stuff for about 40 years now. It always comes down to what I'd call visibility of the enterprise. What assets do you have, what software is running, what is executing, and then I'd add to that visibility in who manages the security, who has the ability to change or bypass security settings in your environment. So these are kind of the foundational things that allow you to both understand what you have, deal with problems, react when the inevitable bad things happen. So those are undervalued because they're often messy and hard, and they're really almost IT operations as opposed to security operations. So people often miss the point about how important that is to defense.
So just, well, understanding your environment, it sounds like, and a lot of people just don't even know what their environment is, and it's hard to understand it, yes? I mean, how difficult is it to understand your environment?
Yeah, it's easier said than done, right? It's very complex, fast changing, the business has new requirements, devices are coming in and out, and so you have this big challenge, but if you don't get started, you never get any better. And so you've got these complex, distributed, geographically and logically networks that you've got to deal with. So people sometimes give up when they can't come up with a perfect technical solution. That's really a poor strategy, because really having good visibility is a mix of technology, but also management controls, good control of your purchasing, good personnel kind of processes, and you can actually do tons of great stuff just by controlling the purchasing, the provisioning, the installation of devices. That will actually get you a long way there. Technology is an important part of it, but you can't think of it as if I don't do 100%, I need to give up.
What is new on your list? Something that, if the list changed this year, what is new on your list that people need to concern themselves about that they may have not been?
Yeah, in the last couple of years, we've really shifted the emphasis to what I'd call administrative rights and things like that, right? Things like, do you know who can change or bypass security settings? We've been looking hard at some new technology areas now to see, part of our challenge in coming up with a best practices list is technology is changing all the time. So you don't want to be locked to yesterday's way of thinking about defense. So for us, some of the new hot things coming are how to deal with these outsourced environments, managed services and so forth. What's really the role of cloud? What security problems get harder? Which get easier? And a lot of this comes down to how do we help organize the marketplace between the buyer and the seller, right? How do we make it natural for people to purchase things in a more secure way, and sort of one level below the vendor marketing and the hype. And so that's also about organizing the other side of the equation, the way vendors present their offerings, the way they talk about the problem that they're trying to solve. So for me, this sort of managed service outsourcing is really turning into a big deal. I couple that with, we have put a lot of energy in the last 6 months and probably for the next year on really small businesses. They are just, we reached a conclusion that's easy to reach. They are never going to be able to defend themselves. Even if the tools were free in the marketplace, they can't defend themselves. They don't have the people, they don't have the time, the expertise. So how can we make this sort of a natural, outsourced, buying, managed service kind of an environment for the vast majority of small to medium businesses?